I was just like, geez, well, how bad was this fight? Did they get medical attention or whatever? And she said, oh, it wasn't that bad. And I said, well, why has he been in the isolation for 2 weeks? That's a long time.
I'm going to go find out today. When I go back to the office, I have the chief name or whatever, the top person. And I'm going to ask that today because I think it's traumatic for a child to be in isolation.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would make sense if it was like, a day or, a few hours or for the day, but like 2 weeks. Because, I keep hearing about this fight, but then I realized I heard about the fight like weeks ago.
So I'm going to figure that out today because when I got this notice, it has in there, he's still in isolation, blah, blah, blah. What? Why?
Yeah.
That makes it, to me, isolation, I like quiet time ever so often, but I choose it. But not for that long of a period, especially for a child. I don't agree with that.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate having someone that's like a little more empathetic towards Logan, I'm not trying to gossip or anything like that. Sometimes I feel like Heather or Tana, I just feel like they don't really have a lot of empathy for Logan. They just, really talk about factual things, saying, well, his behavior has merited him to be here or this and that. And I'm like, I know, but think about all the trauma and, and then they'll kind of agree with me and go, yeah. And then, but then it'll go back to well, he's done this or he's done that. And I'm like, I thought we talked about this. So what about the trauma part, remember? So it's hard because I feel like people, or I feel like, in the office, they think I'm maybe a helicopter aunt, or maybe I just they think maybe I'm blind to Logan's behaviors, or I'm just oh, he can do no wrong. He can do no wrong. He's innocent. No, I know he has a little bit of behaviors, but I don't think that it would merit 2 weeks of isolation or merit, the blunt force that's coming for him, having to go to the military school or having to go to, another school. And, they were upset because I pulled the records they were I got Fran forwarded the thing, and I said, well, she's like, you can't believe everything you read. And I said, I didn't read it. I have a friend who's a police officer, and they pulled the records at Copper. They pulled the records for me for Copper Hill. And, just public records. And the thing is I feel like anybody would do that for their own child before they put them somewhere. It's not like I'm trying to be sneaky or be, whatever weird about it. But it's if my nephew's going there, I want to know what kind of place it is.
Yeah.
I want to know that he's safe and there's not, who would I be as his aunt or his family if I just didn't care, and I care. And I just felt like that's my job to check into stuff and make sure he's okay, and I'm not trying to piss anybody off or cause problems with anybody or be rude and or make people mad at me or think I'm disrespectful. I appreciate that you guys were trying to help him and stuff. And I just, I've told Tana, I said, well, I'm sorry you got those messages, and it wasn't nothing against you guys. It's just, and then I told her, it's nothing I haven't already said, you guys know how I feel about the school and stuff. I don't agree with these types of schools for him, because I just feel like he's just been through a lot. He's been through a lot.
Yeah, he has. I have to agree with you there.
So, but I really appreciate you, and thank you for calling me, and I can't even tell you how happy that makes me to know that I really appreciate you going out of your way and even giving him a teddy bear or being there for him, I really do.
He is a child. He's only 12 years old.
It just reminds me that not everybody is the same, and people do have hearts.
I talk with him all the time. I talked to him 4 or 5 times this past month. I tried to be engaged with him, and I tried to listen to him.
Yeah. Well, I talked to Elaine, and she said that the home study should be finished today or yesterday night or today, and that she's going to send it to her supervisor and see if we can't get it sent over. So.
And they expedited, please.
Huh? Yeah, they are. They're attempting to.
And if she's expedite, because as soon as I have it, I will write an affidavit, because I know we will have a fight in court because your sister doesn't like us to send Logan to you.
Yeah, and I found out that I just kind of found out that she was dating the guy that when we had our court hearing or whatever. And I said that, sometimes my sister, or I said, the guy, like, they asked if anything's happened in the past. And I said, well, my sister just kind of dated someone who wasn't very nice to Logan. I found out he went down to Utah to live with her, the one that was really mean to Logan. And I was like, and they were basically, he was trying to convince Fran to put Logan in the military school to basically get rid of him.